Welcome, Gemini and Gemini cross-watchers, to your mini weekly love read. I apologize, these are a bit late today, guys. So I have pulled one card. We do have the Nine of Wands for you here. So, Gemini, I feel like you're pretty pissed off at somebody. I feel like you are... it doesn't feel like you're concerned that anyone's going to take what you have, but it does. It's almost like you hear somebody say something crappy about you and you look at them like, what the, who are, what? It's that kind of an energy. And I feel like somebody may have said something about you here. It's like they don't know you well enough to be talking about you. I feel like they seem to be getting more and more on your nerves the more they talk. And it almost feels like it's like you might have been ready to just walk away, but I feel like there's something about the situation here that seems to make you want to stick around to see if you're gonna, it's like you haven't quite decided if you're going to tell this person off or not. So what is Gemini? What do they need to know about that situation that's going on with that person? Five of Swords. So, Gemini. I'm hearing like the gloves are off. I feel like listen, Gemini. I feel like you know that you could tear a strip off this person if you wanted to, right? We know that. You're a Mercury sign, so I want to say, like, y'all can talk if you need to. And I feel like it's a decision of whether or not you want to get engaged in that with this person, because I feel like they may be somebody that it's like they like to argue, they like to fight for the fun of it. And it's like it's not like the playful banter, wordplay sort of thing. It's like, no, this person seems to kind of get off on intentionally trying to confuse people. It's like they'll intentionally misinterpret. It's like you'll say something to them, they know exactly what you're saying, but they're going to pretend that they don't to try to take the power out of your words. I feel like they seem to it feels frustrating what I'm picking up from you. It feels like from your perspective, it's obviously a frustrating situation, but I feel like what's more frustrating is that you kind of want to go in and tell them off, but you also feel that it's not really worth the effort because you don't really care that much about this person's opinion or what they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, they're horribly wrong. And I don't know why I keep getting this. It's like, and you would kind of like to go over there and give them a talking to. But also at the same time, like, it's almost that energy of like, don't look back, you're not going that way. I feel like you can see that this person argues with people for no good reason, just to argue. And I feel like it's almost like you're trying to decide if you're going to go put a stop to it or not. What does Gemini need to know if they do go over and talk to this person? Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups usually talks about, can talk about an apology, but it's kind of a very, I almost wanted to say like gross, because I feel like this person, shiz. Gemini, be careful. I feel like this person may be baiting you. It's like if you go over there and you say something to them, they'll intentionally misinterpret it and then cry to try to get sympathy from people. And it's almost like behind those tears, they're laughing to themselves because they seem to have been able to do something that other people haven't. And I feel like it's like they think they've outsmarted you at your own game, sort of thing. Not that you do that intentionally. It's like maybe you have the wordplay or whatever, but it's playful banter. It's not intentionally manipulating a situation to get people. And it's not even like they are doing it to it's like they're just doing it to do it. They're doing it because they want the attention. You know what I mean? It's not even about the other person. I feel like they may see you as somebody that's willing to say things that other people won't. And in that, it's like, oh, this, if I can get Gemini in a thing, it's like they're going to say something that other people won't, and I'll really be able to capitalize on it. That's how it feels. And I feel like you don't really have any intention, if this person's doing whatever they're doing, if they take it far enough, I almost want to say, like, if they think they're getting an apology out of you, it's not going to happen, because I feel like you're going to see through what they're doing really quickly. There's something about the look in their eye. It's like they could be acting like their world is falling apart, but their eyes are dancing. And you know that behind whatever it is that they're doing, it's like you'll see a flash of them genuinely enjoying the chaos that they've created. So, this person seems lovely. Anyhow, what does Gemini need to know about if they just leave it alone? Okay. I feel like this person, I'll try to be quick because I know I'm being a bit drawn out with some of these reads. I feel like this person, I feel like they might come to you looking for some help or some assistance. It's almost like if they can't get you in an argument, they actually seem to want to come in and it almost feels like ask you for help for something. And I feel like you give it some, I guess you could say genuine thought, or you're kind of looking at it like that's not to say that you genuinely are going to help this person or you have the intention to do so. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It feels more like you spend time figuring out what their angle is. And that's not to say that you do that with everybody, right? It's like if you feel like somebody's got an angle, you're going to figure out what angle they're coming at you with. Because I feel like you're not going to stand here and get manipulated by the likes of them. And I feel like you've encountered enough people to know when somebody's BSing you. And I feel like they may come in and beg you for something. It's like I can see them on their knees, kind of like, no, please, I need, like, just being, it's like they'll be almost, this word feels mean, so I'm sorry to say it, but it's like they'll be intentionally pathetic about it. Almost kind of like, and like, listen, we've all been there where we have the ugly cry and they're sniffling, maybe some snot, like that sort of thing, right? I feel like they're going to do that, but I don't feel that they're doing it because they actually feel that way. They want to see how you'll react. It's like, and then they can go to other people and be like, oh, I was just so upset and I know it was too much, but Gemini just went and da-da-da. And like, really? I feel like that might actually be not a good thing for them to do for themselves, because I feel like people know that you, regardless of your reputation, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but like, regardless of how people, if they have a crappy opinion of you about this or that, I feel like people know that at your soul, you actually have a really good heart. And so if somebody was legitimately in that kind of distress, you would be, of course, compassionate. You would be, of course, understanding. You would sit there and you would talk about it with them if that person was on your team. But this person can't go and talk some mess about you and then come in and cry to you that they need your help. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't bait you and then expect you to, like, bait you for an argument. And if they don't get your attention that way, then they bait you for sympathy. And I feel like the vehement feelings that you have for this person, it actually starts to tell people all they need to know about that person, because it isn't, it almost feels like you're not the person to get that kind of, that level of like, F this person. Because it's like this person walks in a room and you're like, oh, you just turn around and walk out. No goodbye, no see you later. It just is like this person to you is like a ticking Um, I just don't want to say the BOMB word just because, you know, the world today, but it feels like they're a ticking time BOMB. And like, and I feel like the second you see them walk in the room, it's like you already have made the decision that you see them, you're gone. Excuse me. And I feel like it's not fear. And people, um, it's like then this person might be like, oh, I feel so bad. Gemini doesn't like me. And like, hello. No wonder. Anyway, I'm being, I'm getting snarky, so I'll try to stop. But I feel like the fact that you seem to, I want to say like, hate this person. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that is the energy that you, or the kind of the presentation that you have when it comes to this person. I actually feel like people, because you stay firm in that energy, because you don't waver from it, and not that you're being hateful all the time, but because you are quick about avoiding this person, again, not out of fear, you just don't want anything to do with them. It's like they'll twist your words. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do with this person, they're going to make it out to be something it's not. So you just avoid them altogether. And I feel like people see that because you do that and you don't get involved in their drama, and it's like you're far enough away from them that they can't touch you. And I feel like people start to see who is who, really. Who you are, who they are, that whether or not this person is going through something, that they are who they are. And I feel like people start to see, it might be a slow progression, but I feel like people are going to get really sick of this person. And because it's like they twist everybody's words. And it's like as they twist more people's words, more people are like, oh, yeah, you know what? I remember Gemini said this. And you know what? Gemini's, yeah, they had it. They had it right on the money. They saw it before I did. So it may be a little bit of waiting involved here, but I feel like you seem to be in an energy where you would rather be alone than around somebody that's going to do that. And I feel like you will see, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but people are going to see exactly who this person is because they're going to start doing it. They're going to do it to everybody because that's their personality. Anyway, that's what I have for you today, Gemini. I've been rambling in these reads. I'm so sorry. They're supposed to be 5 minutes. Anyway, that's what I have for you today, Gemini. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. Much love. Bye.